Happy Tuesday night. Hope everybody was having a great Labor Day weekend. We got a bunch of stuff done this week, trying to prepare for LS Fest, and made some progress. So, sorry. Hey Rick, how you doing? Yeah, so we got some stuff going on. It was kind of a short week, but a long week. So my wife's out of town. She's meeting me in Bowling Green on Friday. So it's been me and the new shop inspector, Benji. We've been bacheloring it for 8-9 days now. And been working out well. He's been going through his classes. He's not quite certified yet, but he's working on it. So, but turning out to be a good traveler. I went to Arcadia yesterday, and he rode in his crate and hung out in the playpen while I was working, and took the crate ride home, and it was a good day. We left the house at about 7 in the morning. We got home at 11 o'clock at night. So it was a good trial run, since we're going to be heading off to LS Fest in the morning. So that's going to be probably about a 10-11 hour drive tomorrow, and then about a 4-hour drive on Thursday, so we can get in and get registered and everything. Can't wait. This will be, I think it's my 6th or 7th LS Fest. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to go through my notes and stuff and see how many I've actually been to. But great show. If anybody on here has been to Bowling Green, Kentucky, the Beach Bend racetrack, it is a phenomenal racetrack. So I loved racing there back in the NMCA days in 2007, 8, and 9. And or 2006, 7, 8, 9, and always been kind of like my little favorite racetrack. Couldn't wait to get back there, and then started going to the LS Fest shows and just picked up right where we went. Haven't made it to a Hot Rod Reunion, but everybody says that's a really good show they have there, and they have the Tri Fives. There's a bunch of different events that they put on there that are just really good. Really good events, and the track is kind of centrally located, really. I mean, it's not way east, but yet 6-8 hour drive, and a lot of states can get to that track. So they get a really big car count there, so it'll be really cool. See Bill's on. Hey Bill, how you doing? Hope you got your oil filter and oil change done, and you're all good now for Street Yeet, I believe is the right verbiage for that. But yeah, Bill brought his oil filter over the other day, and we found some aluminum particles, but he had a rocker arm. It lost its clips, and I think that's where the material came from, so he should be good to go. So this weekend, let's see, so we had some things in the Smurf engine that we just wanted to check. Really didn't want to go and race it the way it was. Nothing detrimental, but just wanted to make sure it was all good. So we pulled that out on Saturday, got that ready to go. So Bill says, how do you measure crankcase pressure? What kind of sensor, and where does it go? Where do we install the sensor? So typically we'll put a fitting on the valve cover up where usually like on the back or front side of the valve cover, where it should be protected from oil spray. And I have sensors in stock, and they actually go from 30 inches of vacuum to 14 pounds of pressure. So it's basically 14 pounds negative pressure and 14 pounds positive pressure. and then we wire it into the Dominator, and then you can read the pressure in the crankcase. Really works well, so you can see the ring stability in the engine. I don't think you have a vacuum pump on your car, but if you had a vacuum pump, you can make sure it's working and not having any issues, stuff like that. Really helpful. But on so Saturday, Chuck and Dave helped me. We took the open trailer I have for sale. We took it up to Scott's yard, not Scott's yard, but where he keeps his Oleynic. He's got a deep parking spot there, so we were able to back the open trailer way up into the hole and get it stored somewhere convenient for right now. And then we took a drive up to Riviera Beach, and no problem, Bill. We grabbed the Oleynic and drove it back to Lake Worth and put it in the storage yard. So that worked out real well. I didn't get video. Man, once again, my mind is always on top of things. I did not get a very good video on that, but Dave and Chuck were nice enough to think about it and get a video from his truck. So let me we'll play that. Let's see which one. It's this one here. So here's video. I gotta say right up front, I don't own the rights to the music in the background. They didn't know that they had to turn that down, so hopefully we don't have any issues with this. But we'll give it a shot.
First gear.
You need to be narrating, Chuck.
Yes.
This is the Oleynic's first road test.
Going
We're
back
on Martin Luther King Boulevard. It's got the zoo plate on the back. Appears to be functioning at a high level.
We are going to Scott's storage yard with it.
George is hitting the corners hard. Our first bridge test.
Another Landis Performance product.
You can see him in the mirror.
Oh God. They said, please don't pull out in front of George.
Dude, he's got a flat too. See it?
Oh boy.
That's probably good. Zoo plate.
So far, so good.
See ya.
Yeah, so that was a little video they took of the road test. Unfortunately, we didn't get a picture of the front of the truck, so all the sheet metal's off the front of the truck because it needed rust repair, and Scott had it blasted and put in sealer. So I've been bagging the engine all the time because I don't want it to be out in the weather. Well, we got this idea last week. Why don't we put the hood back on, since the hood wraps around? You know, the C60's got a big hood. And so we did it, and it covered the engine really well. So it was pretty funny looking. No fenders, no turn signals in the front. The wheels just had the inner fenders hanging out in the breeze, and we got it though. But it made it about 15 miles. still needs tuning on the shifts. They're way late, but I was able to actually get it up to about 55 miles an hour on one side road. We took all side roads and got it into fourth gear. So still got all fourth and fifth to go. So I think the thing's going to work out real good. Accelerates really nice from a stop sign. I think it's going to be fantastic. So just a little update on that. Glad we were able to get that thing farther along. So hey John, how you doing? Glad you made it tonight. So I was talking last week about a camera with a gimbal and AI tracking, and so Dave and I made a deal. I did some work on his car, and he went ahead and ordered the one I wanted. So something else we did on Saturday is we went. Dave drove the car for the first time. We went down about 5 miles to go fill it up with fuel and stuff. So here's a little video on that. It's a little. I didn't realize it, but the glare from the sun shining on the paint on the dash kind of made the windshield kind of very bright. So it's kind of the contrast needs to be adjusted on it, but give you an idea. So first time using the gimbal, and I was thumbing around with the directional. So it's moving around quite a bit, but you can kind of see how it works. Here we go. Thing is a camera right now.
That's pretty cool. And so what, you wear a bob or something?
No, it just sees you, and AI says, "Oh, there's a person," and it follows you.
Really?
It's weird.
Cool. So does the air work at all?
Yeah, it blows out the floor though.
It's better than that. Gotta shift it around.
That's why I got the coils.
Pretty badass. Well, hot. Sounds really good to me, but it's gonna be too loud.
Yeah, I think it'd be too loud. It's having a little out of balance. It's kind of leaning to one side. I want to play with the shock dampening too. I think it's too stiff.
Sounds like it's doing this a little bit.
Yeah, 'cause I think a couple of the coils are like barely firing. Yes, that was the first take. I was really still trying to get used to the how to control the gimbal. It's got a joystick on it. Use your thumb, and I'm I need to work on my thumb control a little bit. So here's the second half. We were just playing around with it. Oops.
That's too freaking funny. Now I've got a red light.
Yeah, so I was just playing around with the controls. Obviously, see, I was still learning quite a bit. But it's pretty cool. I mean, typically walking around the front of the car and around the side, the camera would be bouncing around quite a bit. It's really hard to get a good stable shot. Where with this, with more practice, it almost looks like a drone shot because it's kind of floating. You don't get the bouncing and everything. So, gonna work on that some more this weekend up at LS Fest, but worked out really nice. So that wasn't with the AI facial recognition. That was just using it as a motion dampened gimbal mount. So you can mount a regular camera. That was a Canon M50, but you can do a action camera like a GoPro, or you can even do a cell phone. So I'm gonna play around with all three up at LS Fest and see what we can do with that. But yeah, so that worked out really nice. Dave got to drive the car a little bit, so that's good. Hey, Dave, how you doing? So I was playing around a little bit with the AI deal. So let me cue this up. So here's I was trying to film a test on how it would be to do some assembly work like we were talking last week. You know, if I'm going to build a bracket or work on the car or something, I could use the AI portion of the gimbal so that hopefully once we get it all figured out, it'll look like somebody's actually filming it, but there won't be anybody there but me. So here's a little first time trying to use it. Let's see how this works out. Oh, you know what? I realized there's no sound on this video. I forgot to put the microphones on. But basically, I'm pulling the coil wires off, getting ready to pull the valve cover, Holley valve cover off that hides the coils. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll show you another one in a little bit. This, I forgot that this, it didn't get any video on it. Let me just fast forward a little bit here. But it kind of works out pretty well. I mean, there is a pretty good learning curve though, because it's looking for, you can set it up to where the angle of the shot is, but if you turn your back to it, it'll stop taping, so, or stop following, or if you go too far out of the camera shot. So one thing I've learned, especially working on Leo's car, is that you have to make sure that you have all your tools and everything so that you don't have to be hunting around the shop, because it doesn't want to do that. That was a Amazon harness. Trust me, do not buy those. They are not good. The connectors look like tin foil, and we had problems. And unfortunately, the Holly harness, the way it comes nice in that bag, it doesn't fit under the valve cover, so I had to strip them and refit them and everything. But anyway, you can kind of see how it's trying to follow exactly what's going on. So I think in the future, once I learn how to use this better, it'll make the videos more interesting because you can follow along pretty good. I'll go ahead and fast forward this again. That's when the cover wouldn't fit with the harness in. I'm fighting with it. I think I got it fixed at this point. And then of course today I had to fix the harnesses, the main harness, because the Amazon ones, the wires had to be moved around to make it fire correctly. So now I had to put it all back to correct Holly to make it work good. But yeah, it kind of resembles it. Somebody's actually filming it while I'm working, and that's kind of what I was hoping, that instead of just having a stationary angle, it would get more video, or more angles, and maybe especially fabricating and stuff. I think it's going to work out really nice. So we'll see how that all works out in the future. Let's let this one play out here. It's got 1 minute left. The other thing was I was underneath the lift in the shop, so it was kind of dark, so that also was a hindrance. And I'm going to have to figure out the right angles to set the camera. This was better than on the other side where you could only see me. You couldn't see what I was working on. But in the test drive video, if you guys heard the stumble or the little misfires, that's why we put the coil wires on there. So that was a kind of a test on Dave's car to see how the AI tracker would work, and it's fairly good. I mean, I'm gonna have to learn the tricks of the trade. There's some nuances. When I tried to do Leo's car on yesterday, on Monday, we ran into some issues, and I'm gonna have to figure out some battery power stuff, because it's definitely uses up some voltage or some amperage on the battery, so that it doesn't last for long. But worked out well, and we'll play around with it some more. So like I said, I went over to Leo's yesterday and put the 4200 back together. This one actually has sound, so let me go ahead and play this, and you can see I'm still at the first half of this. I'm still using the AI, and then the camera battery went dead, and I didn't bring all the little patch cables. There's patch cables to use the battery in the gimbal to keep the camera battery alive, and I just wanted to get the car done, so I kind of jumped around a little bit. But anyway, here's another test with the tracking gimbal. See how you guys think this worked out. I didn't remember what the head torque was, so I just took it to 40 for right now. You have that written down? The head torque?
Yes. It's 85.
85, okay.
It doesn't follow you everywhere. It only follows you so far.
Torque, 85. Let's go. Let's go 71st.
You came up in the center
Mhm.
of the oil. That's
Yeah.
the stock.
Yeah, there was a freeze plug there, and I just machined that with an O-ring in it. Leave it right in. And that way, if we change lifters or something, put a freeze plug back in. No harm, no fuss. Rather than machining a oil galley and then having to figure out what we did there. And all right. So. One bolt there. Yeah, that takes. Oh, that's where that goes, right there. And then we take a pivot, it takes a fixed bolt. This side takes the pivot.
Please for me. I knew we'd figure it out. All right. This is the one I dropped when I was trying to take the motor apart. I gotta put it all back together. All right, got Leo's car all back together again. Had camera issues, so I didn't get it all on film, but you can kind of figure it out. Showed some of the good parts. So we're gonna make a date for the hub dyno and get this thing ready to go to the...
So you can see in the first half of that video, the tracker was working pretty decent. Of course, I wasn't prepared, so I had to, fix a bunch of splices, but it worked out pretty well. But then the battery died on the camera, and it was just taking a while, so I just went ahead and pushed through and got the engine done. And when I got over there yesterday, it was just a long block, and then as you saw at the end of the day, I was able to get the engine completely assembled, and it's ready to light off. So it was a good got over there at 10, and we left at, I think we left at 7:30. So I mean, it was a good day's worth of work to get that far. Hey Ryan, glad you made it. What you guys can? Oh, is there music playing in the background, or no music in the background? But yeah, so that was with the tracker. It's pretty cool. I think it's gonna, once I learn more about how to use it and how to be prepared job-wise and tool-wise, so that I don't have to keep resetting. And of course, I got to figure out proper angles to get so that you guys, the viewers, can see what's going on. Obviously, engine-based stuff's going to be a little bit harder, but fabrication stuff on the fab bench and stuff like that, I think it's going to be a lot easier to deal with. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. I'm real happy with it so far. If I can get that to work right, boy, it's a whole lot cheaper than hiring a videographer to follow me around. I can't afford to pay. But it should be pretty good. We'll just, like I said, this weekend at LS Fest will give me a lot of time to work on what I need to do to make it happen. So, Ryan says it was a great video. I wouldn't call it great, but I mean, it's getting better. I think the tracker will help out a lot. It'll make a lot more sense of what's going on than just having, in the past, I would just stick the camera on a tripod, and people were moving in and out of the video and out of the picture and stuff, and you really didn't see where, now as I'm working on it, you can see it's kind of tracking what I'm doing. So hopefully it'll make it more interesting. We'll see. But the gimbal works really well for stabilization. I just got to learn how to use the joystick a little better. But I'll have 4 days to work on that up in Bowling Green, so we'll work on that. And I want to thank Dave for loaning me his car to take up to the show. So that'll be the first time out with that car, and that should be really, really nice. And we'll see how all that works out. Yeah, it's shop life. Yeah, Rick, I am taking Dave's car to LS Fest. That's what we went and road tested because he wanted to fill the tank up, so I had a full tank of fuel. Although we're going to stay in the campground, which is at the track, so I mean, I'm not going to drive the car very far, maybe a mile or two the whole weekend, but be good to get it out there in the light. I had my detail kid Connor. He came over and waxed up the wheels and clay barred the car to get nice and smooth and get the paint popping. So we'll get it in. I've been to LS Fest quite a few times. I kind of know which areas are good parking areas where a lot of people have to go past your parking spot so the car gets seen better. There's some areas where they stack the cars into a field, and then if the people aren't going through your area, they're not going to see it. And then the overflow parking, they actually take cars and put them in the well, I just lost it. Not the campground, but in the they actually have a amusement park there, and so they've got like a lake and some fountains and stuff. So they'll park cars all around all that. But again, if the people that are walking around don't go up into the amusement park, they don't even know cars are in there. So I've got some key spots. I'm gonna try to get a good key parking spot, and we'll see how that all works out. Maybe we can get the car in a magazine or something, or at least get a couple pictures. I know I've been real lucky in years past with the 50 Chevy, my old 50. We got that in magazines, some magazine coverage almost every time we went. And one year Scott got his Corvette in the engine block, which was an online GM crate engine magazine. He got his car in there, being it had a GM crate engine, and so does Dave's. And we have a lot of Holley products on there too. So who knows? We'll see what happens, and hopefully get some coverage on it. I was going to take the Cup car, but it was there last year. I wasn't going to autocross this year. I wasn't able to get in the pass, and they wanted me to run an exhibition, which no score, so I really didn't want to do that again anyway. And so Dave offered up his car. Actually, Joe offered up the '69 Camaro also, but he wanted me to use his trailer, and I know Dave and I have a lot longer, deeper friendship and relationship, so I just felt more comfortable taking Dave's car up than Joe's. Ryan says, I'm sick of paint popping. I'm going to paint the bed with a Molotov cocktail. Yeah, I imagine you've been hard at it, and you're so close to the finish line, Ryan. But everything I've seen so far is just off the charts. That thing is, your buddy's going to have a truck that he's going to really be able to enjoy and be very proud of. That thing is just, everything I've seen so far is just phenomenal. Keep up the great work on that thing, man. I know it's been long and tedious, but it shows when the final product it's going to show. So really cool though. So just keep up the hard work on that thing, and we'll all get to enjoy it when you get it all back together and get it out and get some magazine coverage and stuff on. I'm sure you're gonna have no issues at all with that truck. So that was basically pretty much the week. Trying to think what I did after I got the tanks all mounted up in Dave's car, which we showed some videos there, and that was kind of the predecessor of why I was thinking about the tracking camera, because a lot of stuff you couldn't see because the camera wasn't following, yada yada yada. So we'll see. We'll keep working on that thing. The original testing looks like it's going to be very promising. So we didn't get jumping back to Scott's truck. We didn't get it to the body shop. Of course, when we were ready to run it out there, the guy couldn't take it. And now he can take it, but we're leaving for LS Fest. So when we get back, I got to put a new fuel filter on, or a bigger fuel filter on the inlet of the pump, because we're pulling out of both tanks, so there's no socks in the tank. So I've got 100 micron, but there's some trash in the tanks, and which unfortunately Scott paid somebody to clean them out, and obviously they didn't do a very good job. But I'm gonna go ahead and put a larger filter because this one's plugging up pretty quick. But luckily the Holley fuel filters you can take them apart, so I can clean the screens. They're stainless, 100 micron screen. So we'll get working on that when I get back. I got a couple little other things I want to do before we get it out. We still need transmission shift tuning done, but I'm still looking for a EFI Live version 2 scan tool to do that with. That's the only tool. The guy that wrote the program for the transmission control unit says that's the only one that will work with his software. So haven't been able to do anything with the shift points. They're really late. It shifts pretty high. So but that'll be good to get that done, and then it's going to be a good 18-19 mile trip from the storage unit up to the body shop. So that'll be something we'll do in the future here, hopefully in the next week or so. Hopefully we'll better wrap up the cup car so we can get that back in the paper for sale. Try to do some stuff on Marketplace and on eBay. The racing junk ads really didn't get a lot of traction, so we're going to try some other avenues and get that moved along so we can get back on the VetHawk. I really can't wait to get back on that, and especially now with the tracking camera. Maybe that'll be pretty cool doing the work on that. So we'll see how that all works out. Keep digging, keep trying to get this thing knocked out. Being we did a shuffle with the trailers to get Dave's car in my trailer, so it's ready to go to LS Fest. Chuck's truck is back in the shop, so we try to make a list on what I need to order for the fuel system, because then we could go ahead and get the fuel system in and put the Terminator in it, and at least make it start and run. And then we can start working on the turbo kit and all that stuff. So hopefully make some more progress on that. See, I wrote a tune for Doug's Trans Am. He's got a 75 Trans Am with a sniper he's putting together, so I went ahead and gave him a tune so he can that thing be ready to start up and get going. Yeah, Ryan, you're right. I think racing junk has fallen off, and I went ahead and got an honorary whatever the basic membership is, so I could get more coverage and stuff. And there was a lot of views. I mean, I did 2 ads, one in the vintage NASCAR page for Circle Track, and I did one in vintage road racing, because that's actually where the car should be advertised, in vintage road racing. And it got a couple thousand views, but I mean, only got one person that contacted me on it, and that kind of, for some reason, I don't know why, just kind of went into nothing. We never got to any part where we were actually discussing anything. We were just more still on the part of coming to look at it. And that's kind of gone by the wayside. So it worked out because I had a lot of things I still need to get finished up on it. But now that I'm getting close to having all the the new cooling system in it, I still have to finish up the fuel cell and the brake duct. So once that stuff's all done, the car is ready to go to a track day and get some laps on it, and we'll see where that all takes us. If my buddy Pat Utt is in town, I might hand him the keys and let him take the car around, see how that works out. Otherwise, I might just do it in an amateur type deal where you can't pass and stuff, but at least get some laps on it. So we'll see how that goes in the future. So we're leaving in the morning for LS Fest, like I said earlier in the show. Scott's taking his Pontiac Le Mans back up. Of course, it's got a fresh paint job and everything on it. And so we're going to leave in the morning and get up to, I think he's got a hotel in Marietta, Georgia. So that'll be our first stop for tomorrow. And then Thursday we'll do the final leg, which will be fairly short, and get registered and get all that stuff in. Scott's going to try to make a couple drag race hits in his Le Mans, so I'll definitely get some footage of that. And my youngest daughter is bringing her camera, so we're going to try to tag team, and she's going to take pictures and I'm going to take videos, and hopefully we can get a good overall video for the event. Since I'm not racing, it'll be definitely give me a lot more time to do videoing and get better with that gimbal. So that we'll see how that works out. I think it'll be pretty cool walking through the car show and stuff where I can get action shots where it's kind of like a drone type feel to it. If you guys go back and watch the Columbus Good Guys show, and I had a camera, I had a GoPro on a stick, which GoPros have a really good stability on them, but you could still see it bouncing as I was walking and stuff like that. So the gimbal should make that way better. And I'm going to go ahead and try it out with all three different cameras, with the DSLR, and then again with a cell phone and with the GoPro. So we'll have a bunch of different stuff to see, and what works best and what doesn't work best. And like I said, I'll try to get better with the joystick on it, and we'll see how that all works out. So that's pretty much the show for tonight. Unfortunately, with all the moving and shuffling and wrapping up a couple projects, weren't able to really get anything in for tech stuff, but hopefully we'll be able to get some stuff going next week. And as far as next week's show, we will have a show. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be back at the shop in Florida or if I'm going to be somewhere on the way home. I think the wife and I are going to stop in Knoxville and see family, and so I don't know how that's going to shift in our timing and our travel timing, but we'll work on that, and we'll definitely, even if we're on the highway, we'll stream a show live, but I will get something out there for you guys for sure, and maybe depending on where we are, whether I can get some sneak peeks at some of the going ons from the show, from the LS event. And yes, that's it. We're still been working on the new shop inspector. He's yesterday he turned 14 weeks, I think 14 or 15 weeks. So he's getting up there, but did real well with the traveling yesterday. Arcadia was almost a 3-hour trip each way, and he did excellent. And so tomorrow, 10 hours, we're throwing him to the wolves. We'll see how that all goes. But yeah, he's doing well. Still got the puppy stages, so can't let him roam in the shop freely yet. still wants to pick up and chew on stuff too much. So, but making progress. He's making progress. So hopefully here soon he'll be able to be a free traveler in the shop, and then he can start giving us some of his inspection point of views. So we'll see how that works out. I'm sure we're a little ways away from that. He's not even 4 months yet. So, but yeah, so everything's working out well. We got the trucks all loaded up, ready to roll. I just got to do some packing, and I got to make just reminding myself, I got to make a sheet bulletin sheet for Dave's car for having it in the car show. So I'll work on that here in a little bit, and we'll be on the road in the morning. So thanks for everybody coming on the show. Let me know what you guys think about the tracking camera. If it looks like it's something that's going to be, I mean, obviously it was just the first trial run, so it may not be enough information yet to make a good call, but I think it's going to work out real well. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Remember, hit the like button. It helps with algorithms. Share it to your friends. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We're still showing about a 50% subscription rate. It's free to subscribe. Doesn't cost you a dime. So, guys, dig into that, and we'll keep moving forward. So next week will be episode 110, and it'll be somewhere between Bowling Green and here. So we'll see where we are then. So you guys, appreciate Rick, appreciate everybody coming out, and we'll talk to everybody next week. Have a great week. See ya.